Paul, can you sort of reflect back on 2001 and just tell us, what happened back then?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty ordinary season, but come January we started on a little run of draw at Charlton, which was a good sort of start with, even though I think they were bottom, if I remember right at the time. But and then we Spurs obviously 0-0 again, and eventually we started to A, not conceding obviously, but B, started scoring a few goals. So we went on to, obviously each game got more exciting each time, and you sort of get to the fact that you think you're not going to be beaten as the 4, 5, 6 games go on. We just went on that run, and then we got to the after beating, I think it was Man City away, Middlesbrough away, Everton at home, and then obviously come to the Ipswich game where we had a few. Unfortunately, Glenn left at the time when we were flying quite high. I think we were about 8th in the league. I think Dean Richards went with him as well. So it sort of disrupted a little bit, and unfortunately, come the Monday night game as it used to be, I think they still do it now and again now, but Ipswich at home, we unfortunately got conceded the first goal for seven and a bit games. So disappointing, but it comes to the end, unfortunately.
What was it about that team that made you so good defensively?
I think as a team, from James Beattie at the front, the boys at the front working hard, and we had a nice solid back four, and myself that, I can't really remember a great deal through the games. There wasn't anything over special happening in the games, but we defended all as 11, or one or two of the boys that come in and helped, that we just defended so well. And it just breeds the confidence once you get 2, 3, 4 games. It's you pretty much go onto the pitch thinking that here we go, clean sheet. Can we go on and score a goal? We got 3 points. We start moving up the league, which we actually started doing. Didn't score many goals. I think 1 or 2. So it was 1-0, 2-0. There was obviously all the talk of that. You're going to the St Mary's. Will it be different going from the Delanap? So I mean, at that time we were going to, looking like we were going to fish in the sort of certainly the top half, if not possibly Europe as well. But as I say, Glenn unfortunately left Dino, and things didn't quite, sort of fell away a little bit at the end. But
there's always obviously focus on scoring goals and strikers and things like that. But did that run just prove what a good solid defence can do?
Yeah, I think there's 2 centre halves, obviously Dean Richards and Klaus were very experienced players, and then we had young Wayne Bridge coming at the left back there, who got on the run with us. Obviously he's done very well, and the Saints seem to do that with the youngsters coming through before, Gareth Bale and so on after that, and now we've got young Matt coming through as well. And I think when you've got the experienced players at centre half, certainly helps. I think you can probably get away with, as I call them, the outside players as such, whether full-backs or wingers, because as long as you're solid through the middle with a solid 5, 6 through the middle, the youngsters coming through on the outside as such can certainly work, and it certainly did with Wayne as he moved on to play for England and Chelsea. Was
there a point in the run when you started to think we're doing something really special here, or when you kind of sort of started to almost count the minutes as they were going by?
Yeah, I think something by the 4th game, if I remember rightly, it was, as I say, I can't really remember the time. Certainly for myself, that short period, I've been 3 or 4 years at Saints then, that we'd had sort of 3 or 4 games on the spin, keeping clean. So when you got to the 4 or 5, you're thinking, this is great, and many more, please. But as I say, unfortunately, we got to 7. But it was great, and you just walked on the pitch with so much confidence. It was crazy, really. I mean, it is a confidence game at the end of the day. The team is, as I say, if you're not conceding, you've got a chance of winning the game. Vice versa, sometimes, unfortunately, if you start conceding, it seems to runs that way. So you have to try and stop that, and then go and score goals. And it's the other way around. Sometimes when you're not conceding goals, if you go and score goals, you're going to win a game. If you understand what I mean. So it's strange, really. But I think that's just life, really. So if you're on a roll, sometimes things just seem to fall into place.
Did you get to the point where you sort of almost start to feel a bit invincible? What was the kind of mentality when you were going out on?
Oh, definitely. I mean, just even in training through the week, you're winning games. Certainly by the 4th, 5th game, you're starting to win games as well as keeping clean sheets. The confidence through the club just oozes. It really does. And then the fact that we're sneaking up the table as well, and we're further away from the bottom, which we've been around that area for a while over the season or two. So we were sneaking mid-table, if not, as I say, to the top half, certainly. All of a sudden, that confidence comes forward. The lads are really enjoying the football again. And then you're going out there, and as I say, you're looking to win games, something 0. At the end of the day, you're not conceding. You've got a great chance of winning, and the boys feel that from the front to the back, really.
How much of a shock to the system is it when you've gone through a run like that and then you do finally concede?
Yeah, I think it's disappointing. I think, like everybody, you can't go on forever, that. But obviously, when it happens, as I say, the Ipswich game's a little bit, whether with Glenn leaving, Dino leaving just upset the cart a little bit as such that it didn't quite feel right or something. I don't know. I mean, I certainly for myself, it was still for me to go out there and try and keep a clean sheet, like all the boys. But it's just the way it worked, and unfortunately, I think it's Marcus Stewart, as we said, got an hat-trick there through the game. But I do get reminded now and again. I think I mentioned the programme. My mate's a big Ipswich fan, so he brings it up now and again on the golf course.
How proud are you when you look back on the run of what you achieved, 666 minutes yourself and the team 7 clean sheets in a row in the league?
Yeah, I mean, it was brilliant. It was at the time. I've never really thought much about it until really what started happening with Fraser, to be honest. I was very proud at the time, and all the lads were, you know. So it was a great thing to do. But more so the last few weeks I've been thinking about it a bit more because obviously what's happening with Fraser and to beat the record there. So, but yeah, very proud. I mean, you know, it's a great feat, Premier League and so on, which is the toughest league in the world for me. I mean, myself as well. Obviously, the team's now got great strikers, but you think Shearers and Henrys and Michael Owens and so on. There's some top strikers, you know, and the United sides and. You know, I've never played them myself, but at the time in the run, but the Spurs side, you know, top players, Sheringham and so on. So it was always going to be difficult with whatever team you played, you know, and so yeah, very proud of the record. Unfortunately, obviously Fraser just took it off me now, but that's football. That's what's records are there to be broken.
You've obviously kept a bit of a memento of the run as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I got the gloves. You can probably see in the background there of, from the time I wore all 7 games. So. Say superstition or what, but I mean, I tend to, depending on how the gloves were, sometimes if you worked harder, they'd rub off quicker, but for some reason I just kept the same pair, and obviously each game as it went by, and if you saw the palm of them, they're pretty wrecked by, by the 7th game, 8th game, but yeah, it was just something that I thought would be just nice to do.